This is The Honest Hour. I'm your host, Nelisiwe Shamang. Welcome and thanks for joining me on this journey to having honest conversations. Hi guys, I'm Nelisiwe Shamang. Welcome to The Honest Hour, this segment called The Reality of TV. Today my guest is Joy Letlala, who we know from the show Forever Maybe, and then Sakha Umendo. So thanks for joining us, Joy.
It's a pleasure.
How have you been? How are you?
I'm good. Nothing to complain about.
Nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
So we first were acquainted with you on the marriage show called Forever Maybe, hosted by Lerato Kganyagone.
Yes.
You and your husband went there with 3 other couples. It's sort of like a retreat where you guys work on your relationship, you try to heal, you try to find solutions to your problems. But before we get into that, tell us who you are, where you're from, just who Joy is.
Okay. I'm Joy. Letlala, yeah. Before I was Joy Pepping. Kids go Tabanchu.
Okay.
I grew up go Tabanchu, and then eventually I moved to Joburg. Yeah. So when I met my husband, I was in Joburg and then he was back home.
Okay.
But now I was here. I'm a financial advisor.
Okay.
I'm also an agent as well. I sell houses for a living. So I sell both ways.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a mother of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did you and Tabo meet? Where's Tabo from? From Tabanchu as well?
No, from Zastron.
Which is also Free State.
Free
ne?
State as well.
Okay.
How we met is we had a mutual friend. We had a mutual friend. We saw each other once, and then he invited me on Facebook. So we started to talk from Facebook. Yes, he started to ask me out. I didn't want because I just didn't want it. But eventually, because of how persistent he was, that's how he started.
When did you guys meet?
2015.
2015.
Yeah.
And then how long after that did you guys get married?
It took us 10 years, hey?
10 years, really?
Yeah, because I get it's we started staying together,
Yes,
and
okay.
then it eventually led there.
It eventually led to marriage.
Yeah.
How did he propose?
In church.
In church. Really? Okay.
Yeah, he proposed in church. He went there like he's making a testimony. So I'm part of the worship team. So we are wearing white, and then I see this guy going there, and I was like,
And then?
And then he went on and on about how I've been a good woman to him. I did not see it coming because of everything that was happening. So I did not even think he'd want that until he called me there. When I went there, he went down on his knees. I was like,
In front of everybody.
in front of everyone. Yeah, at that time, the way it happened, I was happy, but I did not show emotion. I was just okay. I said yes, but it actually hit after.
Yes. No, I get you.
Yeah.
So you say you did not see it coming because of everything that was happening. What was happening?
Because we had a perfect relationship. I don't want to lie.
Really?
We had a perfect relationship until we had a baby, our first.
Your first child.
Our first child.
Yes, your first child as a couple.
Yes. That's when things changed because I got him with C-section.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go home for 4 months.
Okay. Tabanchu.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Tabanchu for 4 months. And then when I came back, things changed. Things changed. And I started to hear that there was a girl that was coming. So we started to fight until forever, maybe. Yes. So it was never okay. Yeah, it was.
After you
yeah,
gave birth.
Yeah. So I didn't see it coming.
Do you think it was the issues started because you left and went home? Do you think had you been within your marital home, things would have been different? Or do you think because you're still healing anyway, that he would have still done the same thing?
At first, I used to think like that. But as you get to know the person, as you get older, I used to blame myself. I shouldn't have went home. I should have done. I shouldn't have. But and then I realized, no, man. It eventually. Because another thing is, I don't think it happened because I was not there. If motto, whether you are there or not,
it was just an excuse.
It was just an excuse. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then you come back and then you find out that these things have been happening.
Yeah.
And then what?
We started to fight.
How did you find out?
I actually found out while I was still home.
Okay.
Because actually, there was the guy, because Nerudula commune. So one of the guys had in a birthday high. And then he told me, Hore, this guy went there, baile ko di sofa ko Soweto. And then I asked him, are you going? He said no. But then around 7, when I started to call him, his phone was off.
It's not picking up.
It was off.
Oh, it was off.
It was off. And then, because you go commune, there's older couple in Jula on our side. That only one phone, one play he was always calling to check on me.
You.
Yes. And then that day, ke mang a robetseng ka mo.
You just had a feeling that it was something, yeah.
And then this guy just tells me,
innocently.
So he thought I knew.
Oh.
He thought I knew, can't
know. But he's actually confirming to you what you're suspecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I stayed a month already. We were drifting apart already. But then at the end of the day, I have to come back because I'm working. Kaboya, Hakifitla, Vele, this guy. This guy. Until I went back to work. So when I went back to work, there was no conversation. I don't remember us raising our son. But I think that's the reason why our son took long to talk, because we were not talking. It was always silent in the house.
Because we're tense.
And sometimes would fight, instead of talking. So I to a point whereby it was one girl after another, until I moved out.
Sure.
I think me moving out.
Was he doing that out in the streets, or was he doing that?
No, he was doing it out in the street, because now he doesn't have a chance because I'm forever
You're always
home.
at home now,
yes.
the kid.
So until I moved out, I think I moved out for like 3 months. I think that's when he started to... Because when I moved out, I didn't tell him that I'm moving out, what. We fought the whole night.
Sure.
We fought the whole night, and all the screaming, all the physical, all everything. That's how bad the fight was. And then I remember him saying, that's when I stopped.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
no, honestly.
And then in the morning, he woke up, took a shower, aren't you going to work? No, I'm not going. So whether you are off, you are going, or what. So na off Kandi, I was not off. I kupile a day off. I sent the manager message about 2 days off. On the 2 days, immediately after I got up, round the room. And because it's in the middle of the month, there was no room available until I got some guy in a little room. I went to stay there. I took everything that is mine. I took everything that's of the baby.
The child.
He came home. He found me not
gone. Sure. So you were trying to send a message. So what was going through your mind? Were you trying to send a message that I'm not going to tolerate this, or were you actually leaving your marriage, or were you just your mind was just in a lot of places?
I was actually leaving
Your marriage.
you know what? At that moment, I left because I even deleted his family's number because I didn't want to tell them and them talking to him like bangengela wabon. So I didn't even want to tell anybody, or no, we are fighting. Because at first I used to tell them so that they can speak to him, or I stop it and so. But that day, I deleted their numbers. Like, I was out. And then it went on for like 3 months. And
You didn't see him for those 3 months?
no, I can't national pride. He would call, on a time, nigga drop a wana, go crèche. He would take the child from crèche. Obviously, yes, that's how we would see, each other. Yes. But other than that, there was no communication between us until one day and also I was emotionally crippled. Yeah. So my sister was there to support me and all. And then on my way home, Kanti, he's coming behind me. I come on, gate, he was there. Then that's when we started to talk. Yeah.
What did he say?
No, he started to apologize. Yeah.
He now can see that this is
Yeah.
heading for
Yeah. Until we moved back together.
Okay.
We moved back together. Because also staying in a place where you knew somebody cheated
Definitely.
it can never be okay.
Yeah, no,
it can never be okay because we both said they were using my bed, they were using my shit.
Yeah.
I left my clothes here. What happened? You know?
Yeah.
And now everyone else out there is looking at you. If only she knew. You know, it's just, I yet say anything right.
It doesn't feel like you're home anymore.
It doesn't. So that's, we looked for a new place and then we moved out from there. Yeah.
So what was his reasoning? Like, why was he doing the things he was doing? I mean, you had a reason for going home. You just had a C-section. You need help.
Both that one, he never admitted it until today.
Really?
He has never admitted it. He said, no, it was a girl that needed transport. Apparently, the girl didn't have money for transport, and then he gave the girl the accommodation, and he did not sleep with the girl. Even today, he has never admitted it. But we both know that.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. Yes.
And you didn't even ask me if you can sleep in my space.
You
need
know,
to ask me. I'm your wife.
So, yeah. Until today, he hasn't admitted it.
Yeah. Okay, then you guys, so you guys got married, then you had your first child, then this happened. And then at what point did you write to the show to be part of Forever Maybe?
I think we discovered the show, I think, 7 years later.
Really?
But in that 7 years, it was not okay.
Really?
There were still
things happening.
Girls coming in and out. Understand? And this person, when you leave him, that's when he wants to be the right man.
So he gives you hope constantly that I'm going to be better, I'm going to change.
Yeah. But he's not changing. But he keeps coming back. When you say, Zamaya and be with them, he can't.
Yeah, badly.
He can't. But then how you uba right for a few months and then you start again. So in pila. So everything, there are times where we were so happy
during
that
the 7
years. Yes. In that 7 years, that's when we got engaged.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay.
in that 7 years. There were times where we were planning our white wedding. And then it was nice, it was so nice. There are times whereby his family sent a letter to my home. And then, things happened. A lot happened. So to the extent that now, because I could see that he's not changing, there was this guy, but the guy is in PE. I was in school with the guy. So I started chatting with the guy. We were just chatting. Nothing was... And I knew that I would never meet the guy.
Yes.
Even if the guy would say, come,
You won't go.
I wouldn't go because, So this guy kept me busy because Tabo cheated with my friend.
Sure.
I can say she's a friend. We were not friends, but we had a relationship.
Yes.
It was a woman that we are working with. So we had a relationship. And Tabo, you got to work because of me. Now, we understand. So, okay, sharp. I tried to work. But then I realized while I'm working there, I'm losing myself. That's how I got to resign.
Okay.
So I'm chatting with this guy. He makes me laugh. He makes me forget about everything that is going on through the phone. So I think Tabo also realized that, man, oh, girl is no longer...
Something's not right here.
Oh, girl, no, man. So... Because I knew, like, I'm not cheating. Yes, I'm chatting to the guy, but I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. And also, I didn't think Tabo would be interested in that way. Because I would tell him, during lockdown, I'll tell him, why aren't you going home? Because, you don't love me. And I don't think I still do.
Sure.
So why aren't you going home and be with your family? And also, what was making me angry at that time was... his sister being toxic to me. So I was like, be with your family. It's not like, I'm holding you hostage here. So your family, why is it acting as if I'm keeping you, I'm forcing you to be here? So just go and be with them. That was what was not making the situation easy. Yeah. So you are doing all this and your family is being like this to me. Why are you here? So go be with your family. I was not saying like, go be with your family because I don't want you.
Yes.
But it was the matter of your family is being toxic to me.
And it's adding to
It's
our
adding
problems.
to our problems. So why are you here? Go be with them because they're behaving like you are not going home because of me. They're behaving like you are not seeing your child because of me. They're behaving like maybe nyukvalelo or something. So rather go and be with them, not be with me. Leave me, So I think at the back of his mind, he was thinking maybe I want him to leave so that I can be with this guy, which was not the case. Yes. So one good day, holiday, 9 of August, Women's Day. Yeah, Women's Day. This ice cream car passes. So the kids are crying because they want the ice cream. I leave the phone there. I was chatting with the guy, but I leave the phone there and then go out like to get ice cream for the kids. I can go phone. I the message, and then now I think he saw like the way some nagging thing, and also me saying to him, "Go to your family."
Yes, he thought.
That's what he thought. Yeah, that's what.
And obviously, he doesn't know the guys in PE.
Yes. He doesn't know that the guy is in PE as well. Wait. And then he asked me, "Are you cheating on me?" Just to spite him, I said yes. Reason being, I wanted him to feel the pain that he has made me feel.
Multiple times.
Multiple times. And worse was after he went to Durban, he lied to me and said she's going to see the child. And I said, okay. Nane kitso go theater, for he will go gymming and then had operation. Yeah. So I came out of the hospital like Wednesday. Friday, he says, no, he has to go see the child because the child is sick. And I'm like, no, I can't make you choose between me and the child. Go see the child. Kanti, he's going to see. He flew to Durban with his side mama. So, yeah. So, with everything, at that moment, like I was like, no.
Things were bad.
Things were bad, yes.
So,
because I even removed the ring. No, I didn't remove the ring. At that time, that's the time he lost the ring.
Okay.
His
ring?
My ring.
Or your ring?
That time, we were just engaged.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm thinking, I get what's my new love is wrong. O lahlile ring because o na le the other woman, this other woman. I think she used to send him money. I think because she's the one that booked the flight. So I think it was all that excitement. You have Yeah, I think that was the whole reason. So I had to let the message in that. Yeah.
So, people will ask if this person is showing you who they are multiple times, and they don't even care, why are you still, what is keeping you there?
I get that a lot where people want to say, I'm not one this guy. I'll say sometimes you hang on hoping
for change.
You hope for change. And also, both my side is totally different. There are times whereby my husband would mess up. About no, there's no going back after this. And you hear him praying in secret that God make me a better person. Help me to be a better husband to my wife. And I think I've hung on that if a person can talk to God about you, there's something. That's what has, I don't know if I lied to myself, but that's another reason why I've given him a chance, because he wouldn't pray because he wants me to hear. Out here, my own.
Him,
yes. I would catch him doing that. Sometimes I'll be sleeping. We are fine. We are fine. We are not fighting or whatsoever. I would just like, I would hear him maybe putting his hand on my forehead, praying, God, make her forget all the things that I've done and make me a better person. So those are the things that people will never understand. I've heard him pray. So I just believe that people don't take to God things that they don't care about. Why would he ask God to change him if he didn't really care? So I just believed that he was going through some things that I do not know about. Yes.
Why do you think he has all these relationships outside of your marriage? What is it? Because I know people say, psychologists have said that cheating has got nothing to do with you.
Yes.
But everything to do with him. He has some void or self-esteem issue or confidence issue where he probably doesn't feel seen, validated, masculine, like a man, whatever it is. Doesn't justify it, but that's how he feels. And he gets that from different people. So, but what is he saying? Like, what does he express to you as the reason for all of these infidelities?
For my husband, what I've noticed and what I've heard while we were in counseling, he's struggling a lot about both childhood trauma.
Okay.
Being with someone who was not raised with love. Like raising a child with love is so different. Loving your child as loving the child. And loving the child because they are a child. You love every child, but yours, you love them.
Yeah.
That's what my husband lacked. He did not get that love. That,
no one made him feel like yeah.
So he will forever struggle with that until he realizes that I have these people that love me. So immediately he doesn't feel that, or immediately he like onale problem this person, onale problem, and immediately he sees like he's getting attention from somewhere, from someone. He acts on that attention.
For that moment, he's going to get that high.
Yes. And also looking for validation from others. He doesn't have confidence. He's not confident enough to say, without you, it's fine. And also, it doesn't make it easier for him because I'm that woman.
You can stand on your own if you need to.
So in knowing that, him remembering that this woman,
Angaba right without me, actually.
you know, knowing that knowing that he's carrying this alpha woman, for him it will forever be a problem. Maybe if he got somebody olung hore hana confidence like me, somebody olung hore who's always crying, somebody who cannot do anything for
Without him,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah. But he chose a stronger woman. So that will forever be like an issue because he chose a stronger woman. So strong that I can carry him as well. You understand? So, yeah. And which is something that attracted him to me. Yes. So,
Has he had individual counseling?
yeah, he does get, yeah.
Okay, so then you write to the show.
Yeah.
Okay, how does that process start? And
Actually, before we wrote the show, we spoke about it. And I was like, you know what?
where did you hear about the show?
From a friend. I heard, okay, I one of the researchers was my friend.
Oh.
So she would post on
Okay.
her status.
Okay.
So I was encouraging my other friend to go for like 2 years. I don't know whether they were not getting people or what was happening for 2 years. And then eventually it was us. So I guess the show was just waiting for us.
you.
Yes. And we are already in counseling.
Okay.
We are already in counseling, but I think it was just not working for us.
Really?
Yes. Also, we trusted somebody that was not faithful to us. That we got to the set that somebody we open up. You know, when a man goes to a person and say, "Dude, help me. I have this problem," and this person disappoints them. And starts talking, and now we are suddenly the talk of the town.
No.
Like, you understand?
That is such
so
a breach.
we're now, because in our area we are known and respected, and now this person goes out and say our things. So now everyone is like. So when we found out about the show, I showed him about the show, and I'm like, let's go. And we discussed the show, and we decided, let's go. And this will be like our last try. Yeah. If this doesn't work, it means we have exhausted all.
Oh.
Yeah. So it means then we cannot work because you keep coming back. I keep saying go, you keep coming back. And then while we're preparing, you know, before the show, there'll be interviews.
Yeah.
There'll be that and that. We separated.
Sure.
We separated. He was no longer staying in the house because we are busy preparing the show and you're busy cheating again.
What's the point?
What's the point? And one thing about my husband, he cannot fix his mess. He will rather call you, come, you know, Joy is doing this and this. And he's just telling you. He's not saying, come talk to me.
Yes.
And then he cannot talk to me himself. Like, we are both. Like, he can't fix his mess. So, the process, and I'm like, yo, this guy. And he calls the producers and say, no, I don't know if we can still do the show anymore. I think Joy doesn't want anymore.
Haibo. You don't want to anymore.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And then one of the producers calls me and like, what's happening? What is happening? And then I explain. And eventually we were like, okay, we'll still go to the show. Because, you know.
The last attempt.
Yeah. But he's not moving in. I don't want him here. I don't want him here. So we finished the whole process, like we were not staying together until after the house.
Okay.
That's when we moved back together. Yeah.
So before the show, had you ever, I heard you mention earlier that you tried speaking to his family. Did you try speaking to your family? Is there no one who can sort of mediate and say, guys?
I never spoke to my family about the whole thing because first, his family kept promising that they are coming. They never pitched.
They never came.
So my family in J wouldn't want to get involved because they'll say, we don't know this guy. Yes, we know him because he comes with you, but when coming to mediate, because he did not pay lobola for you, his family did not come, so we can't really. When we rebuke him, what are we saying to him? Yes. So I never spoke to my family about the whole thing, and also I knew that should I discuss such with my family, chances are they're going to hate him forever.
That's true. Yeah.
They're going to hate him forever, and tomorrow will be happy, but they will
hold
still
on
say
to that.
this guy, So I didn't want to discuss anything with my family. Yeah. Okay. At first, long back, before everything, I used to speak to his family. Your son is doing this and this and this. But I eventually learned that, his family is his family. No matter what you say, his family will always be his family. And there was a time that we went to his home. And one thing that I've picked up when we are with his family, he cannot express his love for me in front of his family. It's like he's scared to express that I want to fight for my family in front of his family, because it's like now he's forced to choose between me and his family. Yeah, man. So after I picked up such things, I said, no.
I'm not going to go there anymore.
I'm not going to go there anymore. So if he wants to fight for me, he will do it his own way. So I'm not going to complain to his family. Yeah. And also, I hated how I was complaining all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God.
You start to seem like the problem.
Yes. You got a problem. You can't let this guy live in jail. But he's doing all these things. But because of you are always complaining, you start to look like the problem. So that's why I didn't.
Just let it go. So how was the show? What did you learn from the show? Did it grow you guys? Did it help you guys? Or were you exposed to certain things where you were just like, actually, this is not normal?
With Forever, maybe I learned a lot, hey? I even realized the things that about me, and how much I've let nonsense happen. I remember there was a time where I questioned myself, do I really love me? How will this guy love me when he can see that you don't love you? How is he going to love you? Because he knows that he comes before you to you. Oh God. Yeah, I learned so much that I wish I did it sooner. Even if it was not the show, but counseling.
Some kind of counseling, yes.
Not with him, but because they gave us counseling with him. And also individual.
I remember that, yes.
Yes, yeah. Also individual. So that's when I saw that, I've let myself down.
You've got your own issues, Luena, that you need to face.
Yes. I realized that I've let myself down. How can I put someone? What is that I'm scared of losing? If I lose this person, what is that I'm scared of? What is that I'm scared of raising kids by myself? But nobody's ever in two parents that are always fighting, or
two
separate
who are happy but raising them.
Yeah. I've learned so much that, what, I just wish I have done it sooner. And even when we came back, I used to say, before the show, you must look at me. I don't have mommy issues. And I would say it because of how he would be busy with women. But then after the counseling, I realized that was his issue, I realized that there was so much that was happening that I could see there is a problem, but I couldn't just admit it's a problem. Yes. I just let it go on and on, that it became normal. And also learning from other couples as well.
Yes, definitely.
Learning from other couples as well, that I'm actually doing the same thing, but I'm not aware. you know, and actually realizing yourself, your self-worth. How much are you worth to yourself? Not even to other people, yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
You know, yeah. Yeah. And also learning to avoid some things. Learning to communicate. Because nigga screamer, yo.
And that's also unhealthy.
So I learned to communicate
Properly,
yes. I've learned to let go some things, because before the show I was quite traumatized, but I didn't know I'm traumatized by what he has done to me. So I was not even able to sleep in the dark.
Sure.
I would have nightmares. I would get nightmares. Like there was a lot that was happening. That was like I would always be like, so I didn't know that that's trauma. I was so traumatized that I didn't know that I was traumatized until the show, until those counselings and the therapy, you know. That's when I realized that I am actually traumatized. And even after the show, I've went to get help for myself. Because I was always caught up in getting help for him.
Yes, absolutely.
Getting help for him because he's bleeding on me. And I don't realize how much he's damaging me as well. Yeah. So I had to heal myself as well. That it was a big thing for me that I'm finally healing. Like, see, I wouldn't sleep. Hey, wait, busy.
Yeah, the paranoia, the fear, the anxiety. The broken trust as well.
You know, broken trust is one thing, but the anxiety. The anxiety of...
What is it? The anxiety of when he says he's doing something, you never know if it's true or not.
No, even if it's true, you don't believe it's true.
You don't, because really everything that he says.
And also, you realize that you also don't want to be with the person that you don't trust. You don't want to be with the person that you don't trust.
It's difficult.
Because even if you be with him, you are never happy. If he comes and bought you something, who helped you to choose?
Everything is questioned now.
Everything. Harry, no, you know what? Today, I keep at when he's
even when he's innocently just he just doesn't want food.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
So you don't want to be in that space. You don't want to be in the space.
Yeah.
So I also learned to, when somebody's cheating, if you feel that you cannot forgive them, immediately you realize like you are being, you are anxious, you are rather leave, you know that? Like I've seen her, you rather leave.
It damages you.
Than I'm a forgiver. You rather leave. So if I knew earlier, I could have left.
I was about to ask you.
I could have, if I knew through all the things that I've went through, I should have left and let him find help by himself and come back better than staying there. Because when you stay, it's worse. It's worse. Staying is worse. You're staying, it's worse. You rather leave. Because then,
yeah.
And as much as because Lena, nobody wants to be with somebody that they don't trust them.
Yes.
If it's so annoying.
It's gonna cause a lot of conflict.
It's so annoying to you, and Luana, you are so annoyed when he's not telling you. Right. So,
but did he ever recognize that you are justified in feeling the way you feel, because he's broken your trust and he has to earn it back?
Yeah, after the show, that's when we both started to work on it. After the show. Before the show, it was toxic. It was so toxic, yes. And I realized like this person is changing who I am. I'm starting to chat with guys now. That's not who I am. This guy found me, I was single. Like I was single and I'm not, into relationships.
You're not a dater.
Yeah, I'm not a dater. And he came into my life and started half it or so. I'm not a dater. Like I can
Stay
go.
alone for a long time.
First of all, he found me alone.
Yes.
You understand? So yeah. So I realized this person won't change that because now I'm now suddenly trying to get validation from other men. Because I am expecting this from you, but you are not doing it. Let me go find it since you are finding it outside as well. So that's not me. I realized like one changer. Gamo, I left work because of you. Because I didn't want, because working in a place where it's like that also.
No. Yeah.
When people are looking at you, you're starting to wonder.
People know your life now.
You understand? And also the reason for going to the show is like, let's just shut the rumors.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And trust me, it shut the rumors. Whoever who wondered now knew.
They knew.
And they knew that we don't care that they know. you know? So it shut the rumors, it shut everything. Nobody had anything to talk about anymore. Yeah.
I was going to ask you actually how you feel about putting your marriage on a national stage where, everybody is going to have an opinion about Joy should do this. Why? Joy yeta so, Tabo yeta so, Does that not add another layer of issues because everyone's opinions on how you should be doing things?
People had their opinions. Family had their opinions.
How did your family feel when they saw the show?
People who live with us were shocked. But we used to see you guys coming out of church together.
People thought and happy.
People thought, that's why people were gossiping so much after this person yes. So, because they didn't understand her. These people, it can't be, man. So people start to have, you see people happy, can't you? So, yeah. And family, with Forever Maybe, family never actually confronted us. They would speak wherever they spoke, but they never. And what I've noticed is, as women, we are growing through something somehow in marriage. It's just that women, we are not confident enough to say, this is happening to me as well. There are people who would post on Twitter and say, I would leave, I would pack, what. They are in marriage. And they will still meet me and say, Joy, you are brave, that I'm going through the same thing. How did you get through it? But comment almost more. So, like, women, we just not confident enough to say, guys,
this is what's happening.
This is what is happening. Yes, this is what is happening. But yeah, and people will inbox me on Facebook, on Instagram that, I'm learning so much through the show. I've learned, Yes, so
I must say those shows, they are not just showing other people, they are also teaching us watching that actually this is problematic, this need to speak better, so it's very educational as well.
Even before you go through the problem, you can now see that the reason why this guy is like this, Joy, why is she doing this? And then when it happens to your house, I can't be Joy now.
Exactly.
I can't be Joy because if I become Joy,
this is where we can end up.
Yes.
They're very educational.
They were very educational,
So you said earlier about how, a lot of women do this where they feel like, I don't want my children to grow up in two different homes and whatever. Did the fighting ever, do you think it impacted the kids? Were you guys able to shield the kids from your conflict at home?
I don't think we tried to make sure that the kids, they don't see, but sometimes you can't. As much as we are trying, but we can't. And when you have so much anger, then you don't even care the space that you are in, because now you're controlled by this emotion. Yes. So sometimes we did not protect the kids. There are times where we, especially when it started, we tried, but as it went on and on and on, I think we exposed our kids to everything.
And then so then it comes out that you guys you are in the process of getting married, or you got married, you Nile na yo sign at Home Affairs. But Thabo did not do things traditionally.
Yeah.
You guys just got up and decided we're going to sign, we're not telling family, we are just getting married. How did you get to that point, and why would you make that decision? Why would you not involve your family? And why would you not make him insist on ilobol? Why would you get to that point?
Thabo wanted to pay lobola. Like I said, they wrote to my family
A letter.
several times,
Yeah.
actually. But his family never showed up. And also,
There was no communication of why.
no, there was no communication, and which made my family very angry.
Sure.
And staying with him, I know his finances.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, from my family, if my brother wants to marry, the family will ask him, how much do you have? No, I have this much. And then all the men in the family will pop up something, will help, so that this thing is a success. When we get to the family, we are presenting ourselves better, because now we are not just presenting him, we are presenting
The family.
So when like Thabo speaks, you can tell that this person, because they have spoken about it while I'm there, and then you realize this person is alone. There are times whereby they wrote a letter and they asked him, how much do you have? So when we get there, how much are we going to leave? And then you must buy this, you must buy that, you must buy it. So already I can tell this person,
He's on his own.
he's on his own. I looked at his situation financially. And at the same time, I cannot say, let me borrow you.
Yeah, no.
I can't. You know?
Someone else on the show did that.
So I can't. That's one thing I knew that I can never do. Understand? And then I was like, you know what? Looks like we're going to wait forever. Because mtakwazama akaphetwe you about no radi popi. You know, understand?
So why not just wait?
I just didn't want to wait.
Didn't wanna wait.
I just didn't want to wait, because I said to him, if I have to wait, then move out. We'll visit each other. We'll just be girlfriend. But
Living this
I'm not
situation.
doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it anymore. So it was his decision to do whether he does this or he moves out, and then we'll meet
when he's ready.
when he's ready. So he also didn't wait, because that's when he started to make bookings. Yes. And that's how we went on. And it was not a matter of not telling the family. From my side, I knew like he told his family. They just didn't pitch. Yeah. Because before my family, my father is very old. I told my father, and he's very old. And he was like, okay, if that's what you want, but I'm not happy about it, but that's what since that's what you want, it's fine. I only found out after that he was not fine about it, but he was just doing it because I wanted. Yes. And also, for me, it was, I want a proper family. I want a proper family, a healthy, proper family. That's what I want. I want my kids to have that proper, happy family. You know, the morals that are taught by dad and mom, the rules that are made by mom and dad. That's what I want for my kids. Yeah.
Has he started the process of now rectifying that?
He has started the process. He did write the letter again, but it did not happen because he wrote the letter. His father stepped in. I'll forever be grateful of that man, because he's the man that can say, Thaba, you are wrong. This is what you should write. You should do right. No matter what happens between you and Joy, do right for the kids. And, you know, so when he stepped in, things started to look better, you know, that Thaba will rectify. But somehow it did not happen because financially he was not ready. He was not ready. And also, I didn't want his father to take over, because traditionally the father did not prepare for him. So if the father now does everything for him, it means it will be wrong all over again. Understand?
I agree.
And also, I can't say to the father, no, your name is right, but you know, you get what I mean?
No, I get you.
So,
yeah.
and I kept saying to Taba, no, but your father talked to your aunt
Yeah.
and put them together, and then they rather do it together, but not your father do. You know what? Yeah, it's too much. Yeah.
And then the other element we saw was your spiritual journey that caused a bit of conflict with you guys. So now, okay, so we saw you on Forever Maybe. Then you are now on the spin-off of that show called Sakha Umendo.
Yeah.
And you had now discovered, there was talks of it on the other show, Forever Maybe, but now it was confirmed on Sakha Umendo that you've got the spiritual journey that you're going through, and it sort of clashes with your existing beliefs and what your husband believes. So how did you navigate that?
Yo, it was so hard for that, hey?
It looked
It was so complicated because things went from good to bad and from bad to worse after Sakha Umendo. Because after Sakha Umendo, yes. Things were fine after Forever Maybe.
Okay.
Yes, we had our disagreements, but we knew how to handle that. You know, like we're using the tools for Forever Maybe, and there was no cheating, so things were
improving.
Yes. Things were good. I choose to say things were good. Yes, but after Sakha Umendo, things were bad. Hey, things were so bad that there were times where we spoke about divorce.
I mean, he said it on the show where he was like, I guess this is it then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, there are things that I saw that I don't like on him. There are things that I saw that this one is a deal breaker. You know? Firstly, okay, about the calling, but we are born again Christians. Yes. We met alle born again there. I'm born again here. I'm part of the worship team. He's part of these guys by the installment media team. He's part of the media team and on sound team. So now remember we used to say these people are demons. Now I'm saying I'm changing the story. Firstly started Tabare, I'm going to see a person. It was a bomb to everyone, even to my sister, like, when? Because everyone in my family got born again because of me.
Okay.
Yes. He was born again, but he was still living his life. And now I've been that person that, life of sin, you know? So I've always gave Christ my life. Like, I don't sin. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do this, you know? So now suddenly I'm going to see a person. Well, now I knew that I have a calling because from my mother's side, there are people that dingaka.
Okay.
Yes. And from my father's side, I have my uncle who is also, yes. And my other uncle's wife, she is. Okay. So I knew that I have something like that, but I didn't want to admit. I was like,
yes.
I'm not coming to this party. I'm not joining this party. So as much as I knew that I could see things, there are things that I would see, but I would say, Jesus is using me. You know, I had the Holy Spirit saying to me, you know, yes. So that's how I would use my calling. That's how I prefer to use my calling. I didn't want to entertain anything that had to do with our sisters. Yes. And also I knew that because when I was young, I remember my mom took me to someone because I always had fits.
Okay.
My mom took me to someone and then Bati, the ancestors are fighting. My father's side and my mother's side are fighting. So that's why I'm always doing that because I would be like dead. Yeah, but
Sure.
so I don't know how she got help for me. And then from there, I remember my mom taking me to church. Yona ya Polo. So, dedicating a child. I was but she did dedicate me at that time. And then from there, that's how I knew Rena Polos.
Yeah.
No matter where they go, but na mama ka na re wena o ya. So that's how I would go. So things started to change for me, and like financially, I would make money. I would make it, but I wouldn't see horna ile guy, because being a financial advisor, you get paid like every week, So I would have 23,000 on Friday. Monday, I'm borrowing money for petrol. I don't have petrol.
Sure.
I don't have transport. I don't. Like,
yeah, where did the money go?
it doesn't make sense. And I'll have debts that I don't know little that thing or whatever. So hey, but there was a lot that didn't make sense. Sometimes I would go to work. So it started as money disappearing. And I'd buy groceries, I'd buy groceries every Saturday because they would pay us on Friday, maybe kaboma 7, kaboma 7 sharp. I would order in whatever because I don't want to cook on Friday. Anyway, nobody wants to cook on payday.
Yes.
So on Saturday, I would wake up early. Whatever that is needed in the house, and then take the kids out. Sunday we go out. After that, going out, the account is on zero.
Sure.
The account is on zero. Tomorrow is work day. So that's how
a lot of weird things are happening.
Yes, and grocery Saturday, Wednesday it will be finished. Like it would be worse that I even struggle to pay auntie. I understand. And how it's auntie lady. Yeah, but so because I'm doing 2 jobs, the other one pays on the 15, but on the 15 I wouldn't have money because the debit order is on and I get So it started like that, and then started kula. There was 4 weeks in a like I'm sick. Doctors don't know and then from there I'll be fine when I go to work. When I get to work, I can't even walk. I'll go home. When I get home, I'm fine. When I get immediately arrive, I can't. And the atmosphere, I wouldn't even. And I'll just go home. Like, I'll just go home, and then I was like, no, man. Something's happening.
Not right, yeah.
Something is not right. And I would go to church, but later I would be just tired. I wouldn't even hear anything. And then I started to think, man, I need to get home. Because I used to have counselings with pastors, but I just felt like when we get there, it's like this is a conversation, and I need more than a conversation. I need more than a conversation. That's why it's like, let me see a person. And that's how somebody recommended Tepiso, and then I went to see Tepiso.
So where are you now with that journey? And how is it affecting your relationship?
After the show, I did not start with the journey immediately. Because now realizing yourself that I'm not like other people. And all the people that said, no, we'll support you, they were not there. They were not there. Sure. And now when I tried to talk to Tepiso, I don't know, we just didn't connect. I guess if maybe language barrier but it's either she'll be busy with someone else or then at that time I can send a message, or when I call her, I'll be going through a certain emotion. And the time she's free to now give me attention, I'm not going through that anymore. I remember when I went to the consultation, that's when I was reminded of the miscarriages that I had. So after the show, that's when it now hit me that you really lost kids. That's when I start to remember on Tabos he refused to kentsamo to control. And now later, episode date so kentsamo to control. And this person that's why this woman got miscarriage. And I'm like, since you've been refusing the whole time and now it's confirmed now. Now anger comes out, I lost a child because of you. And you're still refusing. And you're still refusing. And now, okay, now it starts to make sense. Oh, okay. That's how I got the second miscarriage. Okay, that's how everything. So the reason why we've been fighting like this. Now I start to put the puzzle together. Before Ukinyangwanyana, it was perfect all this time until Ukinyangwanyana. So this time, all this time, never struggle because when you went to start somebody somewhere. You understand? So that anger starts to build up now. I even lost a child because of you. Now, I had to deal with all that. I think somehow I almost got into depression because I remember sleeping all day, crying all day, and I didn't even know how to pray anymore. I'm used to praying, our way. And now, there are ancestors involved. What do I say now? Do I still involve the Holy Spirit? Do I now add the ancestors? What is going on? Nobody teaches me that. I don't know part. I don't know anything. Who would help me with that? And then people will say, no, you ask your people to show you. How do I ask them? So it was just a lot that I had to learn. I just didn't know how to do everything at the same time.
So we're out of time now, but I just want to find out, where are you guys now? Like, where are you in your marriage? Are you in a better space, or are you still going for therapy? Where are you guys now?
Right now, he's supportive. Not fully supportive, but remember this thing was new to him as much as it was new to me. As I'm learning, he's been supportive. Yes, he's been supportive. Sometimes I'll tell him, you know what, I don't have candles. Can you buy me candles? He would bring them. Which ones do you want? He would bring them. So I'm grateful for that he's finally understanding what I'm going through. And he's coming to the party. He's not doing what I'm doing, but he's supportive. Yes. I'll say, please go on drive to where because I won't be able to drive there. He will do that and understand what I'm going through. So we are working. I'm not saying it's not perfect, but we are working through everything that is happening. Yeah.
And what do you hope for your marriage going forward?
Because I did not marry to divorce, I wish we can work out our things. I wish to see him like changing for the better, being a better dad, what he has been praying for, to be a better husband. I would love to see him doing that to me, not being the better husband to another woman while I've struggled with him throughout the years. I'd love to see him being a better husband to me, being a better father to our kids, even the kid outside, being a better father to him as well, being a better family man, standing up for us, being able to know that my man got me. My man can protect me. I that's what I would love to see in our marriage. I'd love to be a better woman for him as well, where he can feel confident enough to say, I'm a man. I can do this for Joy because she cannot do it for herself. You understand? Yes, I'd love to see us getting to that point whereby he's comfortable to be a man that he wants to be, that man that he has been praying to be. He is. He becomes. Yeah.
No, thank you, Joy. I think you have such an interesting story. I think you have a story that a lot of people can relate to, and like I said, we learned a lot from you guys and the other couples on your, on both the shows that you are on. And as much as what you've gone through is unfortunate and it's been painful, I think you're very strong, and to be able to talk about it, to be able to still want to build your family, want the best for your kids, want the best for your husband, the same husband who has put you through so much, I think it speaks to your heart. I think you, and I wish you the best. I wish you and your husband, love and growth and healing as well. I think I'd actually maybe like to have a conversation with him, or with him and you. I think just to get understanding of where he is emotionally, spiritually, mentally, as a man. I think a lot of men go through things and they don't talk, and they suffer in silence, and then they end up doing the wrong things. So, no, just thank you for coming on to the podcast. I've really enjoyed this conversation, and you've been a lovely guest.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's conversation. Let us know what you think by leaving a review. Also, remember to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time for some more honest conversations.